Welcome, Strategy Battle Gamers, to another GBHL YouTube video. You're here with your host, GBHL Damian.
And GBHL Tom.
And this is episode 55 of
The Palantir.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. We're back.
We're back, clean shaven for the occasion.
This is probably the most clean shaven I've ever been on the Palantir.
Yeah, probably.
It's literally it's like an hour old.
Yeah.
That's pretty clean shaven.
Yeah.
Yourself?
Oh no, not that clean shaven. Last night.
Last night. It's pretty good then.
Yeah.
So there you go. Haircuts last week.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Shaving today. Next week.
Waxing.
Yeah. Everything. Onwards.
Onwards quickly. Whose opinions are on this show, Damian?
This show, Tom, I'm glad you asked, for it
Yeah.
contains only our own opinions.
Good.
And does not, and anything said in the next hour or so does not reflect the views of the GBHL podcast or the Great Rich Holiday, or indeed any other formal business or organisation or whatever I normally say. Body or organisation, such as the ATF. Tennis.
Association Tennis
Federation.
Okay.
It's not them, it's us. So there you go.
I think you've done that more.
ATP, it's ATP, isn't
I know,
it?
I was like, ATF.
It's ATP, sorry. ATP, or the ATF. Just probably something to do with firearms.
Google
in
ATF.
Yeah. Do you want to press on?
Yeah, are you Googling ATF?
Yeah. So maybe it does reflect their views, I don't know.
Alright, I'll have to do something that isn't involving you. Let's do the news.
It's the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives. It's not them, no. I like that, I'll keep that.
Yeah.
It's the ATF, yeah, them.
Right, so the news. Tournaments.
Whoa! Tournaments?
Yeah.
Already?
We've not done Tito's, but I couldn't do it without you.
I'm here.
Alright, Tito's.
Yeah.
So we are, last week, 2 weeks ago, but
Sorry.
last episode it was Nathan Ward, and he's passed it on to Jack Render. So here's to Jack. Enjoy that.
Tea.
Yeah.
Does Jack's not no one familiar with in the comments, does he watch the show?
I hope so, otherwise
Yeah.
I'll prod Nathan to get
Yeah,
on
Nathan, you might want to give him a little push.
Yeah.
Get in there, pass that tea toast on.
Yeah, Nathan, you were very strong and put the tea toast in the comment section. It's been a bit lacking recently.
It's almost like it's unimportant.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really weird.
David Whittaker, sort people out.
Yeah, come on, David.
Chase people out.
There you go. We hope you've enjoyed your tea for the last fortnight. We're sorry we weren't here last week. It's his fault.
Yeah, it kind of. Yeah, well, it was more my fault. So basically, I offered you Monday and Tuesday, and you said I can't do Monday, so it's like, right, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then Lily got a shift on Tuesday, and I was like, alright, well, I'll just put it on Wednesday, that'll be grand then.
Yeah.
Forgetting, like a colossal muppet,
Yeah.
that there was potential for a work thing on the Thursday where I needed to be in Oxford early, because it was like go back to university and try and recruit people. And I was like, I can't be in Twickenham the night before, that's why I didn't offer you Wednesday in the first place. But yeah, my fault for being an idiot. Really.
Could have that on a t-shirt.
So yeah, sorry about that, everybody.
Yeah, we are sorry.
Because usually we try to give you advance warning so that you can, prepare for the dismay.
Crushing emotional fallout.
And what a Friday's like without that.
Thank you for the nice comments. I'm sure it's not actually that crushing, but people generally write a thing or two saying how sort of emotionally devastated they are about how they don't know what they're going to do with their Friday. So whilst we think that's probably a little silly, it's very sweet.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. But yeah, you did instead put up a cracking batter app.
I had a Goblin Town one from Nova. Yeah.
Well done to Walker for pulling you through and making it a good batter app.
It's good. I mean, it's a very long time ago now.
Yeah, there's some
but,
stonking editing though, so I think you can get away with it for being a.
Yeah, go check it out. It's a really fantastic battle. I forget about the battle report. I'm not talking about videoing, but it's a really interesting game between.
Terrain's great as well.
Yeah, the Fornos terrain from the GBHL. It's from Nova, from 78 goblins I think it is against 30 Rohan warriors. It's good fun.
Backs against the wall job.
Yeah, very Sparta.
Yeah.
This is Rohan! I like on that, someone wrote, I don't know how serious this is, I don't know how much of a real comment this is, but someone wrote on that, I really love the Lord of the Rings music.
Oh yeah, theme tune.
Yeah, it's good to see that. And I don't know if you picked up on it, but I mean, it was meant to be kind of funny. It's me humming the theme tune. Right? It's just me going, so I don't know if it was like buried in the mix. Or, as ever, in the toneless void of the internet, he was being sarcastic.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you liked it.
He's so adept at sarcasm that you think he's true.
It was tricky on it, though.
Yeah. On that kind of note, Ross Diggle said that on the Rob Mycock theme, my real name is Tess Diggle. Strong. Moving on to the news. Tournaments.
Tournaments!
You've got one next weekend?
I do, this weekend. Tomorrow, as you're watching this. Yeah, my first tournament of the year. It's Into the West. I'm quite literally going into the West.
You are.
I wonder if that's why they called it that.
Who knew?
Pretty clever stuff from Cardiff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to Alistair and Matt King's tournament.
I mean, they wouldn't sell if they said Into Wales, would it?
No one would ever
No.
go. The views expressed in this next hour do not represent the views of the Wales Board of Tourism. You should go to Wales, they've got dragons, but it's shut on Tuesdays for cleaning.
Yeah. Are they dragons or worms? We'll get on to that. Segue for later.
Yeah, so I'm going to that on Friday, very excited, going with Mr. Sam Page, Kieran Street and Josh Triffitt.
Okay, very good.
I might well take a camera, do a bit of a hobby vlog, journey vlog, something like that, see what happens.
That'd be cool.
It's very cool. I'm very excited. First tournament of the year.
Yeah, please do a hobby vlog because it'll be good to show off Firestorm Games.
Yes.
It's meant to be a really good venue.
Yeah, I'll take the camera along and film some bits and bobs of it. But yeah, that's going to be really cool. So I think they've probably still got tickets.
Yeah, I think they had a few, maybe two.
I mean, to be honest, if it's Friday and you're at a loss and you're something like, I need something to do, it's unlikely.
Wobchik has done it though, didn't he? The day before he was like, alright, I'll go to Stockport, boom, ticket got.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I hope it should be good fun.
Yeah,
I am going, I think I'm going competitively. I'm not.
You hope so?
It's a 100-point tournament, but I'm not convinced at all about my list.
No, I mean, you don't know the scenarios, so it's hard.
No, they have been released now, but I haven't looked at them.
Because
put a post up.
You've gone with Dwarf Elf Alliance?
Yes, so the Faraka filth I'd normally take if I was competing.
It's just dull.
Yeah, that's the reason.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really work at 450 points.
No, you don't have a good enough leader, really, to hide from the Legolases
and you end up with 2 full wall bands, the Faraka filth, and a third hero.
Yeah.
And no space in the wall bands to put 60 points, so it doesn't really work. So what I ended up going with was a kind of, not quite filth, I'd say, but kind of optimised Battle of Five Armies.
Is it worth talking about this later?
Oh, in the... Yeah, we could do.
I think that might be...
Alright, yeah. Well,
parking for now.
Okay, well, we apologise when we inevitably forget to talk about that later. But yes, indeed, I've been moved on, and I'm taking that army.
Oh no.
And...
it's Elves and Dwarves, we'll leave you with that
We'll have a great time. Screw you.
We will get back to Damian's army, don't worry. I'm unable to go, sadly.
Which is probably why he's uninterested in the conversation.
Yeah, just can't. I've got a old boys football meet-up on the Saturday. David Reed said he didn't picture me as a footballer.
I don't picture you as a boy.
I had to give him some credentials and he said, you might be able to play in the Scottish second tier with that.
That'd be... Oh, well, that's good.
I know.
Yeah.
Sign me up, Queen of the South. Anyway, other tournaments after that. Do you have a... Oh, my phone's nicely charging, I don't want to move it. Do we have a clue what the next tournaments are? It's not my job to know, really.
Absolutely baffled. Where are we? Start of February?
Yeah. Yes.
There's the Unexpected Desolation. When's that?
Soon.
That's mid-March.
Yeah, that'll be the next one then.
Is it?
No, Mansfield. Sutton, sorry.
Sutton, run by Dan Bird.
Yeah, remind me, I need to call them and buy my ticket for that.
26th, 27th of February.
You bought your ticket?
I don't think so.
We need to buy our tickets.
We've
got the accommodation,
sorted,
but not the ticket.
Got the important things sorted.
Yeah. 281 sorted.
281 for life. Yeah, that must be the next one, I think. And then after that, mid-March is the Unexpected Desolation, which has moved venue. It's now being run by Josh Triffitt.
Well, I think it's a joint effort from Sam and Josh. I think that Josh has kind of organised the venue, but Sam obviously has all the boards and everything ready, and the tournament pack that he was going to do at East Grinstead. Right. So I think it's a merger of the two.
Okay. But
yeah, check for that one. Definitely, it's not East Grinstead, so it's a bigger venue, so you can get more people in. The pub, I think, was booked for some sort of event.
They're doing something. Yeah. They're doing work in it or something.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's not East Grinstead, so make sure you are happy with getting to Epping.
Yeah.
Basically.
And then the one after that, we throw in Skulls. Which is very exciting.
Yes.
And since, in terms of news, since our last show, I think, they've announced a doubles event.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about that.
No, we've not. And there's no tickets on sale, are there? It's just been a hold the day. So.
Yeah. For the end of May.
No, it's end of April.
End of April, start of May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the first tournament's start of April 2nd to 3rd, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Which is madness.
In crazy wonderful news, Warhammer World have got another Hobbit event, having not run one for nearly 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
So it was June, wasn't it? Yeah, nearly 2 years. There's another one within a month. There's two within a month.
Crazy.
It's baffling, but it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And this is a doubles campaign weekend, so you'll need a partner, you'll need a friend, and you go along and have... that's all we really know.
Yeah, I mean, I love doubles. I mean, the problem I think that it'll have is that 100 people go into the first one, the singles. It's just whether people can justify, in terms of cost or in terms of partners, just whatever.
Yeah, it is
taking 2 weekends.
It is a lot of money. A trip to Throwing Skulls to one was well worth it. Absolutely well worth it. But yeah, I can't go to the doubles.
I just think they'd get more people if it was spaced out.
Yeah, but then maybe
another few months.
Maybe as part of their investment they're doing
more.
Yeah, like one every couple of months or something. I don't know. But do go along to it if you can.
It'd make the independent scene juggling interesting.
Yes, but I think it's right in the middle of the return to Rivenstead one at East Grinstead and Desolation
Stockport. Yeah.
So.
And I think they're both strong enough events to not suffer.
Yeah.
Originally the singles one was put on, I think it was put on the same weekend as the Epping tournament, so we moved the Epping tournament so that we didn't have it. You don't want them on the same weekend. So yeah, that's great news.
So yeah, keep on the Facebook page.
James Workshop.
Indeed, that's where we met.
Yeah.
Simpler times.
Simpler times.
You didn't come over once a week.
It is a weird thought, isn't it?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Tom. I'm Damian.
Yeah.
No idea.
What if I hadn't been charming back then?
I didn't think you were.
Okay.
Never really got it. I think we did. We voted you most. Yeah, because we got you that award.
Yeah.
We voted you most sporting. It was mainly for Christopher.
Yeah.
Oh.
I need to call him. Because remember he had back problems and missed one of the tournaments. He's having an injection today, so I need to check in on him. But he should be at the singles. I'm hoping the injection powers him through.
Good stuff.
To take singles glory.
I think
it's all about sportsmanship.
It is. I hope we are. I think we are just now having a chat.
We are.
Yeah.
So that's what we always do.
Yeah. We're not even looking. We're back.
We're back. All right. So that's news done.
Any other news?
Oh, yes. Werner Kellens is doing a painting challenge.
Okay.
If you want to find a link to it, go into episode 54, and he's posted the link below.
Called the Fellowship of the Miniatures.
Yeah, the Fellowship of the Miniatures. You've probably seen it crop up on the Great British Hobbit League Facebook page. But yeah, it's a painting challenge. Did Baldwin win it first time?
I don't know, did it?
With Tom Bombadil, potentially.
I don't know.
But anyway, there's a painting competition, and we're on the judging panel.
Yeah.
As is Shadow and Flame Kev, who's much better positioned to be a judge than we are. But we're somehow a judge. How have you found being a judge, Damian?
Really enjoy it. It's been good. It's the SBG connection, isn't it? That's it. I think through SBG magazine they asked us
Shadow and Flame, SBG, they've just got a few
brands. Whatever.
Yeah. But I've done it the last few times.
Well, come on now. I've seen some of the emails.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say Tom has done the lion's share of the judging on that.
Yeah.
But good luck.
Well, because if you did it, you'd be like, it's not Towery, old rubbish. No. So yeah, there you go. Check that out, and yeah, it's a cool competition, and it's the 3rd year in a row that it's been run. Okay. Trivia
section.
What was your question last week then?
My question last week was a long time ago.
All right. So
no, the extra models. My question 3 weeks ago was which were the 5 models, I think it was, 4 models I think I asked for, that I had painted 3 of.
Yeah.
And it turned out it was...
terrible question, grossly inaccurate.
Actually, kind of 5 models, but then kind of 4 again because of Sharky and all very complicated.
Yeah.
But then I realised as I was packing up that there were 2 extra models.
Yeah.
And I'd actually painted 7 models 3 times. And who were they? And I mentioned Emma, that he was the kind of one I'd kind of forgotten about. But who were these bonus 2 models? And I believe I said that they were linked, or that if you got one, you'd get the other one.
Yeah.
Did we have some guesses?
We did. We had Elladan and Elrahir was popular.
As a guess, I see.
For obvious reasons, in that they are linked, but people who know your collection would probably guess that you hadn't done those.
I haven't paid them ever.
Yeah, I know.
Let alone 3 times.
Plus, your constant use of the word monkey phrase monkey twins probably counts them out. Gollum and Smeagol was another guess.
Oh, clever. No, I've only got 1 Gollum painted.
Okay. Bayon and Radagast.
I've got 2 Bayons, if you count the bear and the man, and I've got 2 Radagasts painted.
Bard and Gimli was another, which aren't necessarily linked.
Great combo.
Yeah.
Bard on Gimli.
Bard and Gimli.
Bard and Gimli. I have 2 Bards and 1 Gimli.
Okay.
But I did finally get Gimli on Urukai.
Good.
That I've been after for ages.
Yeah.
I got him for, I think it was 10 quid.
I think that was good.
Tim Fisher,
Right.
I believe. So thank you very much if you're watching this. He arrived the other day. He's over there. I'm very happy. Wanted that for ages.
Very good. And he goes where in your backlist?
I think he's the sort of thing that I might just sneak at some point, completely unexpectedly.
Sneak.
Yeah, 'cause he's a bit of a cheeky, one-off fun thing.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's what she said. Anyway. Zalfa Engel was very, very close. He said Samwise Gamgee and Merry.
Is that close? They don't know the answer yet.
What is the answer then?
The answer, Thomas, is Merry and Pippin. Because I've painted Merry and Pippin when I painted the Fellowship, as most people have.
Yeah.
I then painted Merry and Pippin falling down for the Wrath of Rohan scenario on the channel we did.
One scenario.
Yeah.
The creation.
The creation of hashtag Bosch, yeah.
If you have not watched that battle report, go back and watch it.
Go back and watch Wrath of Rohan and you will see live Jamie Giblin create hashtag Bosch. But in that, it's the Escape from Fangor model, so I painted them.
Yes.
But then, Tom, I've also painted Merry and Pippin being carried by Uruks.
You have.
And that's 3, so they join the list.
You have. Would you like to do that, Ryan?
I would love to.
Michael Boyan, Jericho Jackson, Tom Turtle, Ryan Smith, and Larry Miller, who of course remembered that you had the ones being carried by Urukai.
He actually got the
he said,
the right Merry and Pippin.
he said it will be those that's
that
the
I've
reason.
forgotten.
Yeah.
Well, that's 5 Freddos, and you know what? I'm going to give Larry an extra chance to buy a Freddo for knowing the right models.
Yeah, that was strong.
Yeah.
In a brilliant twist, Larry probably preempted me getting some Freddo love, so he's got a trivia for us this week.
What?
Yeah.
That's not how this works.
And he says he'll actually give us a Freddo as opposed to give us the right to get one.
Oh, careful, Larry.
So, you ready?
That sort of thing will bankrupt
Some
you.
trivia for you this week, and it's of Tom Harrison levels of originality. Who have I got the most versions of? I have 6 different painted sculpts of this character, and I'm planning on getting a 7th done for Cardiff. He says he may have a problem when it comes to multiple characters, but yeah.
Thorin.
You've gone for it.
Maybe.
You've gone for it.
I thought you might say it.
You've gone for it.
Maybe. He loves Thorin, doesn't he?
He does.
He's got King Under the Mountain.
Yeah.
He must have the Fellowship one done. He's probably got him in a barrel.
7 though.
He's converted the Lake Town one.
Yes,
that's 4.
Good.
He might have put him on a pony 5. Young Thorin 6, and he might be doing a conversion. Maybe.
This is not a bad shout.
I haven't seen most of them, but he's maybe.
I just don't know why he'd do another Legolas for Cardiff. What? Because he's done quite a few Legolas.
Model could be quite good.
Because Legolas could be it. He's definitely done at least a couple of Legolas. The other option is Gandalf, because it's classic Gandalf.
I don't think it will be that.
He did the conversion on the floor.
I don't think the answer will ever be Gandalf for anyone. Cause
no.
I might not be right, but I'm going to stick to my guns, because otherwise if I now change it, it was Thorin. I'll never forgive myself.
Will he have done 7 Bilbos? Are there 7 Bilbos? Because there's old Bilbo. Walking Stick Sting you could do. That's 3. Blue Coat 4. I'm probably running out of Bilbos, aren't I?
There's lots of other Finecast ones, aren't there? There was the one from the Riddles in the Dark, and there was the one Jump in the Log.
So Legolas or Bilbo? I'm going to say Legolas.
I'll go for Thorin.
There you go.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Maybe we should bring 2 fellows along next time in case.
Hmm?
Maybe we should bring 2 fellows along.
Yeah.
Next time. When will we find out live on the show? How the hell does that work?
You'll know in Cardiff.
What are you going to do? Ring in?
You'll know in Cardiff.
Should get Larry to ring in to the Palantir when we're recording it and reveal the answer.
Yeah. Anyway, that was your trivia last week.
Can I make an addendum to my trivia?
Yes.
That kind of question that's rolled on for a couple of weeks has changed.
It has indeed.
Because I finished in my vlog my latest Gandalf the Grey.
Yeah. You did give that caveat last time out.
I don't?
Yeah.
Oh, but yes, I now have 4 painted Gandalf the Grey.
Yeah.
Putting him into lead. But there is another caveat. In that, my next models are Legolas foot and mounted, which will put him up as well to 4. So the most models I have painted will be Legolas and Gandalf the Grey.
You just wait in 3 months' time and Damian still hasn't done Legolas.
Could happen. He's been white for some time.
Yes. Right, my trivia question was which model have I got the most in my collection, so a very similar question. Wonder where that came from. We had a lot of guesses again. It's only 1 for me, only 1 has the most. He's off. Why is he off? Camera's running out of battery.
Dial it out, Tom, you can deal with this.
Okay, we had lots of guesses. We had Lego.
Oh god, that's the uplighter.
Smooth. We have Legolas, Aragorn, gambling on Boromir, serious gambling, Thranduil, Pippin, Haldir, Boromir, Azog, and Elrond Galadriel was another one for yours. I put it in mine as a guess. It was another guess for you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different guesses. Plus 2 people got the correct answer. So it's none of those. The correct answer was...
The Witch King.
You got this as well.
I got it in my 4th guess though.
Yes,
I
you
did it straight away.
You did. Who did you? Who did you say first? You went for gambling, I think.
Maybe gambling, yeah.
I have got 3
probably a
gamblings.
Legolas. Probably something to do with the Widows, I would have thought.
Yeah, I've got 2 Legolases, 3 gamblings, 3 Aragorns. So yeah, they're all close. Someone said Thranduil, I've got 2. Pippin, I've got 2. Haldir, just 1. Boromir, 2.
You gonna name them all?
Azog, non-painted, actually.
That's why you have to keep constantly borrowing money.
Yeah, exactly. So then, yeah, the answer is the Witch King. And well done to Ross Diggle and Shadow and Flame Dave.
Because you have Fellbeast, Witch King.
Yes.
Witch King on horse putting his sword up. Witch King drawing sword. And Witch King with flail.
Yeah. Smashed it. So yeah, those are my 4 Witch King models.
Witch Kai.
So yeah, congrats guys. You have the chance to get yourself a Freddo.
Any double Freddos in there?
No double Freddos in there.
Except for Larry's bonus double Freddo.
Yeah, well, yeah. Anyway, there we go. Okay, and we're going to do a 50-point bat rep later.
Yeah, we are.
Just some more nice comments about those. George Harold really enjoyed the 50-point bat reps. You should do Sam, Mary and Pippin. It might prompt Damian to paint one of his numerous Sam models. But yes, we will do that at some point. J22, Tom, I can't believe you're playing so filthily in a 50-point bat rep.
Yeah,
Probably
Tom.
true.
I don't know what he's doing, but yeah.
Rich Clemmer, I love the 50-point battles, pretty hilarious outcome for the Spiders. I think another list should be Berigond on horse with 2 Citadel Guard.
He doesn't need help.
Longbow.
Gondor don't need
No, they don't. And Tanya, T-Bone just said, great show, great 50-point bat rep.
Spiders should have had it, man.
Yeah. So yeah, cheers for the support on that. And who is it going to be this time as the challengers?
It's the might of the all-mounted Rohan.
All-mounted Rohan at 50 points.
It's going to be devastating.
Okay, so it's going to be Rohan. What did we talk about 2 weeks ago, Damien? Any ideas?
Addiction! Is it an addiction?
It's an addiction. Yes.
That would be so much easier every single week if I just looked before we record it. And every week it takes me by horrible surprise.
It was. We talked about is the hobby an addiction in terms of the collecting side. Thank you for the topic, HDL Ollie. People really seem to enjoy it.
Good.
So yeah, he said in a fantastic
trivia.
Comment, oh.
You haven't done trivia. You've skipped on. We haven't done trivia.
I always do this.
You do. You lunatic. It's the sort of thing that gets us comments and thumbs down. Trivia section. Rewind. This week's trivia.
Damien.
Yeah. I have a question.
It's a secret question. You
We have one for you.
Oh.
As you may have seen probably in the little thing down there, something we're going to be talking about this week is SBG, our little magazine. And so, my question is SBG related.
Oh.
I don't know if you've heard, but...
Do you want issue 2?
How did you do that?
Didn't do anything.
But you did, because you've moved that. Because it was there, and then it wasn't, and you knew where it was.
Yeah.
So you clearly did do something. Move my props, man. I don't know if you've heard about this magazine, but this is a little thing that we produce. And my question is, throughout issues 1 and 2 combined of SBG, how many pictures of this man are there in there? That is my question. How many pictures of Thomas Harrison are there inside SBG magazine 1 and 2?
Without going through and
obviously
counting.
You can't go and check, and you get the chance to waste yourself a Freddo if you get it right, and you also get the chance to waste yourself an extra Freddo if you can give me the right numbers of each issue.
Oh.
Yeah. So there you go. That's my question.
I've not a clue.
But there you go.
I could probably have a stab. If I'd have to mentally envisage every page.
That'd be
Visualise
fun
every
for them
page.
to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be like Sherlock going into his mind palace.
I'll have to put my collar up when I'm done. Jamie Sherlock, he's the one who dresses like him. And that's the hair.
And he's more attractive than Benedict Cumberbatch, I'll tell you that much.
Very good. My trivia question is, who is the only character in The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings to mention werewolves? Werewolves? Werewolves! That's why I had the segue before. I said we'd mention them.
Werewolves.
Werewolves. not werewolves. That's just in regions of Middle Earth.
Debate rages on the SBG so far. I think that's quite easy. Tom
Mm-hmm.
thinks it's not. Find out.
Yeah.
We will find out.
Yeah, Mary and Pippin one was easy.
Alright, this isn't about hurting each other.
Anyway, on to what we talked about last week. HDL Ollie said, guys, this was by far the best Palantir episode ever. Two crazy geeks with a relatively nice haircut trying to explain their addictions to small toy soldiers.
I posted that. I don't know if you saw it on the page. That's the best review of the show. Yeah. Two geeks with a relatively nice haircut.
Trying to
I also said with a relatively nice haircut. So I was like, is that between us?
Yeah.
Or one of us has got a nice one? Or... Thank you, Ollie. What the hell was wrong with the other 53? That's what I want to know. But no, it's nice. There's good. There's obviously a good one. I guess we've fired on all cylinders that one.
Yeah. I've got a page of your comments. I'll select a few out. Matthew Zammit jokes he'll
Why don't
pick.
you read their nice comments?
Do you want me to read them all?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you put them in the comment review, you know,
Alright.
that's what it's there for.
Matthew Zammit jokes he'll paint Smile when he's retired. He's got so many other models.
I think we all. Except Adam Marcel, who seems to have completed his.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dave Egan, the collecting side of the hobby probably is a kind of addiction, but as Damian said, it's certainly nowhere near as self-destructive as, say, drugs or alcohol.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
It's true. Good point, past Damian.
David Reed would also agree, saying, definitely think that collecting is a bit of an addiction, just not one that's as dangerous as drugs. But yeah. David Reed also tells us about a friend that he has who his backlog includes 6 Green Knights, which is a named hero.
This is the Bretonian guy?
Yeah, of which he had 15 at one point. 15 of the same sculpt of the same named hero.
That's a gorgeous model.
Yeah.
It's from like the mid-90s.
It's one of the few where, you know, I cut out all the white dwarves
Yeah.
and put them... It's one of the few where I've cut out a page that is non-Lord of the Rings, because it's a
absolutely
heavy metal version of
beautiful model.
Yeah.
And I remember Mike McVie painted it. It was all freehand curls on
the green.
On the green. And he had his rule was he had a rule something like Sauron's. He was meant to be like who is it? Because the Bretonians then were all around Arthurian legend, and it was meant to be
Lancelot.
No, he was the spirit of. He was meant to be the spirit of Giles Le Breton from Bretagne, who came to help knights when they were in need. Yeah. And he had some rule like Sauron that if he died on a 2+, he would come back throughout the game. He was awesome. I don't know why you need 5 though.
No. But he says what makes it worse is he's never painted the Green Knight, so I had to borrow one for a tournament. There you go. Copenhagen Middle Earth Battle Gamers, it's Chris from there, says that he has about 500 painted, including 2 Balrogs. Not many people have 2 Balrogs.
I haven't got any Balrogs.
That's the number 120 list.
Yeah, I've never really, I don't know for some reason, that's never really appealed to me.
Yeah, 2 Balrogs. But he said...
I have one of his, if you're trying to if you want to get a real one, I'll have it.
He said, Damian, don't feel bad about forgetting models and buying duplicates. He bought himself a second Gilgalad without realising it the other day before he routed back for his models and found one.
Thank you.
David Whittaker, he said, he's not the biggest fan of a massive backlog, but it can bite you in the bottom. He's doing a Dale Force at the moment, which I'm sure will look outstanding, but Girion has gone out of production and he hadn't picked him up.
Oh no!
So, if you like T and you like David Whittaker and you have a spare Girion, let him know in the comments below.
Alternatively, David Whittaker, become very good friends with Sam Page and give him a load of money. I think Sam's got 3.
Oh.
Which I think the idea was to have Girion
with the Windlance.
Girion with Windlance and Girion mounted. And because he was going to do like a King of Men mounted and then some Ministry of Knights for Dale Knights. And he was saying that now it's out of production, maybe it'll you know. So
there you go.
Yeah, there's your contact.
Yeah. Tony Blythen said, been collecting on and off since the late 70s. Finally painted my first mini last year.
Wow.
Well, that must be some backlog coming back to the 70s, but thanks for the first comment on the show, I think. Shadow and Flame Dave had an interesting story, but he has, I think, the most unpainted models that I know of. Certainly, he has 3,000. Maybe some of you out there do. Maybe Steve and other people.
Because he's complete now, right? His collection's complete. I think.
I think so. 3,000 unpainted and about 500 painted. But his story is. Shortly after getting into this hobby, I thought to myself I should really become a firefighter. My car caught fire once on the way to Games Workshop. I remember saying to my lad, "Save the minis," which he grabbed off the back seat whilst I tackled the fire with some bottled drinking water. True story.
It's amazing.
I know he is a firefighter.
That's incredible.
Just a great stuff. Glad you and the minis got out safely. Tabletop Wargaming, that's Steve. He says, "I laugh at your backlog list. One day in the future I will let people in and see how bad my must-buy that addiction is." It's not the addiction that you're addicted to, Steve, it's chopping up rare models.
And selling tickets on the sly.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Andreas the Norwegian Viking, also I think like Shadow and Flame Dave, says he has every single SPG model,
Oh wow.
plus some unreleased ones as well, and his last acquisition was the Ninja Thranduil, who's out of production. There you go. That were people's comments. Thanks for all of those, guys. Next topic, it's Top Table Wargaming. Steve, hi guys, would you like a ticket? He goes, "Hi guys, watching."
Oh, he doesn't say that.
No.
It's just...
Says, "Hi guys, watching the Dimmeldale back rep's very cool.
Thank you.
On that subject, how much do you think playing on really cool terrain adds to the game? Would
I see what you're doing.
would knowing a tournament has awesome custom boards to play on sway you to attend one tournament over another, which has, let's say, bog standard 4 to 5 pieces of terrain?"
Wait a minute. I don't think this is a question. I think this is a plug.
It's a plug. P.S. Where do these unfounded black market associations come from? If you continue to do plugs, we will continue with the black market associations. Now, yes, Steve is running the Scaramouche Cheshire, and if you're not on the Great British Hobbit League looking at his updates, then get on there because they are just astounding in the amount of time.
I think it needs to be
takes.
quicker. I think it needs to make scenery faster.
But someone put on, it would be really good if we had a, like the beacons tutorial, like a few hours later, boom, here's a beacon. Done.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
He's put up a lot of Gondor stuff, and he's put up a lot of Harad stuff.
Yeah.
It just looks absolutely incredible.
But yes, we thought we'd use your plug.
We should probably answer it before we just
Yes, it
springboard
does.
off it.
Yeah, yes, it does, Steve.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that.
I'm
Harad
very
table.
excited about your event.
And I think it does make a huge difference.
It does indeed.
Like you want to go and see awesome terrain you haven't seen.
Trying to
before.
think who you'd say had the best terrain as an event. It's hard to say because some events have a few really good boards, and then some less good ones, whereas others have a relatively high-ish quality across all tables.
I think Titans, when they get their whole thing together, have got a really good range of stuff.
I think they do the best over a larger number of boards.
But that's such a stop do some really
DOS
good
have
themed
some
ones.
really good single ones, but I think Titans, if you just got a random,
Quality
have
of
a
terrain.
higher average quality over all tables.
Sam's got some good boards.
Mm. Yeah, when the
Like,
ones with
it
Rick
depends-
Fryers
depends
on
when
it.
Rick's stuff's gone
Yeah,
down.
if
that
Rick's
seems
stuff
incredible.
gone down, then again you're on an incredible board. We're probably doing someone a disservice by not mentioning them. Sorry if we are missing you. But yes, it does. But anyway, Steve had a plug, so we thought we'd use it to our advantage and turn it into one of our own. We're so excited.
We didn't get to do this last week.
Yeah.
I think if we had been able to do the show last week, our topic would have been what we were about to do.
Yes.
Whereas now our topic is going to be what we just did.
What we just did.
And we're recording this on Tuesday, and what we just did was spend a spectacularly fun and
Stressful
and exhausting weekend.
Stressful weekend. I am absolutely knackered after the weekend.
And we were taking photos and playing the back rep of SBG Issue 3. And it's happened.
It has.
It happened at,
finally happened.
I think it's the third time of asking.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, we set a date to do it, and then we've had to push back. We set another date and had to push back, and then we were pretty dead on, being like, it has to be this date.
And it happened.
We've done it, and a lot tried to conspire against us.
Yeah, we've got to be careful here.
But we got it done.
Yeah. There was, on Thursday night,
I got a voicemail.
We had news.
I got a voicemail which was... Oh no!
We had, at Thursday night, that was our first... I think it's fair to say that me and Tom are very good friends now, above and beyond what we do. And every now and again, we invariably get irritated with each other.
Yeah.
Normally around SBG when we're working long hours. And Thursday night was one of them, and I'm so glad of the resolution of it, because what I think this is funny. What basically happened was
we're both out.
Yeah, we're both out. Tom sends me a message saying, "We need to talk." And I was out with Emma and our family. I was out for a meal. I was like, "I need to talk to you. I've had some news. The plans for the weekend are changing." That was it. And I said,
let me know when you're free for a call.
And I said, like, I'm not free. I won't be. I can't go and chat. Like, what's going on? And you said, don't worry about it. There's still a 75% chance we can go ahead. And you said something like, you knowing won't help. with something like that. Like, if you know it won't help. And then I remember going, what? Just tell me. Like, I was that, and I think I wrote something like, as I said, I can't ring you. I don't know when I'll be able to. And I remember going, please just put it in a text.
But yeah, I will clarify two things. I was also out at dinner with people, so I couldn't just sit there writing it, because I knew if I had to write it, I was going to have to write this much to explain it.
And
I was in bad signal area.
And then you didn't reply to that one.
Because I didn't get your one. I never got your.
But I was
text.
sitting there, then going, and in my head, you just ignored me for about 2 hours.
My problem is that I was doing the thing where you're with someone else and you're like, I can't text now. I'll just fire something off and be like, that's why I was like, don't worry about it. And then I used the stupid, oh yeah, there's still a chance it'll go ahead. Boom.
And I was thinking like, he's just doing it to spite me. And I was thinking, I'm not backing down on this. I'm not ringing him. I'm thinking that you're the guy. Well, I'm not texting him. Like that. And then I got this huge essay from you about an hour and a half later that started with, "Oh, sorry, like I had no signal," or something. Like I was out somewhere.
Yeah, because I got your message. I was like, "Oh no, he's probably been fretting."
It's like, at least if you don't want to tell me, at least send me another text. Reply, go, "No, I need to speak to you." But it was just nothing.
Yeah,
Like, I've said my piece, nothing.
But yeah.
There was a very real chance that.
Did you enjoy your essay?
It was a good essay. It was nice. Well, no, it was horrible.
Yeah.
It was a terrible news. There was a very real chance that it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
That at that point on Thursday evening, with everything packed up downstairs,
we were trying to plan other weekends.
Yeah.
At that point,
and I thought it was calmer because I put the post up.
Yeah.
With the issue 2 saying like we're finally doing it this weekend. It was like hours later. Essentially, it might not happen at all.
Yeah.
This weekend, and then we couldn't have done it till April the 9th, and it was just horrific.
Yeah, it was.
But thankfully,
and that was assuming other people were free on that day.
And thankfully, that situation resolved itself, and we're very happy about the resolution of that situation.
And someone who we can't name because we don't want to spoil stuff for the magazine, but somebody has been a massive legend.
Yeah.
And nobody on here will know who they are. They've never commented on the Palantir. No one knows who they are, but they've been a massive legend. So guess away.
They've never commented? They've probably commented. Oh, I see. You don't mean the person.
Yeah, I mean
the relation.
Yes.
Oh, I see. I will tell you all about it in the future.
Yes.
But thankfully,
obviously, the other people have been massive.
That's what I was thinking. But thankfully, we managed to deal with that, and it all went ahead.
Yes, but then there was a second there was a second worry.
Yeah.
Because one of our party arrived
Tired.
very tired.
Yeah. But
one of the party had to stay up a little later than usual to get everything done in time, and we were concerned that they wouldn't be able to drive to us through lack of sleep.
But yeah, so we got to Jim's.
Yes.
Who is
Spoilers, he took the photos.
He did. Lily's dad.
Mm-hmm.
We went there in Ainhoe.
Yes.
I got there about 7 o'clock, if I'm not.
You did indeed.
And and Jim is a lovely man, and we don't have to say this because he'll never watch this, but
Yeah.
he's an incredibly accommodating person who
Probably hates us.
yeah, he then essentially gave. He's the guy who, if you've ever noticed the difference in the photographs between issue 2 and issue 1, Jim's the man responsible. He took all the vast majority of the photos for issue 2, and it's why the photos look professional rather than like people taking photos of their models. And so we obviously kind of had to maintain that standard.
Yeah.
And have gone back this time with a long list, probably longer than the first one.
Yeah. So many photos.
So it required a hell of a lot of planning on our part to figure out the as yet unwritten issue, or not unwritten, but unfinished issue 3, to go through it and work out what every single picture was going to be.
Yeah, what all the photos we needed are, what figures we needed to be there, what scenery we were going to put in the background, all of that kind of stuff we spent the week before the weekend, sorting and finalising.
Which is harder to do than you think.
Yeah.
And we got there, and we immediately launched into it.
Yeah. So that was about... we had dinner, didn't we? And then we started. So I think we got cracking about 9 on the Friday night. And we took photos till about midnight. And then let Jim go to bed.
Yeah, we wanted to sleep.
Yeah.
And at about 10 o'clock on that night, we took delivery.
We did.
Of the battlefield that the issue 3 scenario and battle report is played over. And we've seen over the last... I think we can say this now. I think the length of time is alright to reveal.
Alright, okay.
The battlefield has been in progress for 13 months.
13. That's when we got our first work in progress shot.
We've had pictures of it for 13 months. That'll give you some idea of how long the issue's been planned. So 5 months before issue 2 came out, we'd had pictures of the scenery from issue 3, which I think is kind of interesting about how the production of this thing works. 13 months that this has been well worked on, and we find the production, and we'd seen so many kind of work in progress photos of it, and we knew it was going to be amazing, but my God,
it completely bowled us over.
It's absolutely spectacular, and it is hands down one of the greatest boards I've ever seen, and probably the greatest board I've ever played over. And I'm just saying, I've played over...
We played on the Lake Town Nova board.
The Nova boards.
So think about the Lake Town Nova board and the Nova Goblin Town board, and we're saying this was more fun to play on.
Yeah, it's spectacular.
Which is saying an awful lot.
And so all Saturday, we then were taking photos on that, things for like the glamour shots.
Yeah, and that was up till till mid-afternoon.
When another of our party arrived.
At about 4 p.m.
You've got to be so careful with this.
Yeah, about 4 p.m.
Yeah, when another of our party arrived, which is great to see him, or her, having had 2 hours sleep from finishing off their contributions to the magazine, which was equally spectacular, and actually, frankly, is there.
Just
wish I could just tilt that camera. But they arrived, and we'd been taking all the photos. So then we're using, obviously there's a theme to this issue, just like the As an Albazar theme in this issue.
Yep.
If you flick through this, you'll notice that in things like the tactics and the even kind of Kieran's fluff article, the kind of scenery and the models turn up at different points. and so there's lots more photos to take for that on
Yep.
the scenery that will be in the bat rep.
Yeah.
So we were doing all those kind of things and posing those kind of glamour shots
Mm-hmm.
and recreating a few shots from the films with
Yes.
models and that kind of stuff. And then at about 5 o'clock we started playing bat rep,
We did.
which you are in,
I'm in.
did we say? And
We take
other
it in turns as
people
SBG
or persons
hosts.
maybe in.
Yes.
And so this is the kind of the culmination of all the various figures that have been produced.
Yeah, and how much play testing have we done?
I don't know. We played it. We've played the scenario over 10 times, definitely.
And we also had a little help from a play tester.
We did. Secret playtester.
Yeah.
Who actually, right at the death, it was the last time we played it before we did it, changed a rule.
Yeah.
Based on having someone else come into it and play it and kind of go, oh well, actually maybe we should change that.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
And I actually think that's a really cool rule that we changed.
Yeah. So thanks to you. And then we played it, and we started at about 9, I think, and we actually playing it.
Yeah, we went through till 2.
It was later than that. I thought it was about 3:30.
I thought it was like 2. Maybe it was 3.
Something like that. It's a long time anyway.
Yeah.
At which point,
Said person
started kind of swaying a bit.
Yeah.
And we were like, I think you need some sleep.
Pause.
So yeah, we paused 5.5 hours in.
Yeah.
I think, or 6.5 hours in.
Then we left a note for Lily's parents saying, please, please, please wake us up because an alarm will not wake us up.
This was fun on the Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
On Saturday morning,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you were there for that, but Jim came in and said, I'd got woken up by someone knocking on the door or something, and I was like, oh okay, I got up, and Jim came in and said, I couldn't believe your alarm didn't wake you up.
Oh yeah,
And I was like, was it? I didn't set it. And he was like, yeah. And he's like, I heard your alarm coming through your door.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was asleep. I mean, that's amazing. It's a bit worrying, but. So yeah, and then we got up, and at about 9:30, half nine, we started playing the Battle Report again. And we played it along to the Australian Open final, which I'm really glad we did, because if I'd have been at home watching the Australian Open final, I just would have got upset.
Sad Damian.
Very sad. But and we finished the Battle Report, and it's amazing. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's of all the times we've played it, you have so much resting on that one playthrough, because the whole magazine rests on it, that we just don't have the time to play it again.
I don't think we could have made up a better one if we'd just sat down and been like, we're not going to play it, we're just going to make it up and try and make it sound interesting. It would not have been as good as it went.
Yeah. So it's a
good look writing that up anyway.
When that comes out, the story of it, the narrative of it, I think is going to be a great read.
Yeah.
I think, which would be really cool. So we were thrilled with that.
Yes.
And throughout that battle report, what we're doing is taking photos of exciting moments or scenes that kind of would be highlights, I guess.
Yeah.
And we take lots of those.
Yeah. And
we finish the battle report. We then go through those, and I think there might have been about 30.
Yeah, there are about 30 photos and 5,000 words of notes.
Yeah. For about a 3,300 word space. And then what we did was kind of go through issue 2 and look at, seeing as we've got the same space, how many pictures we put in.
Yeah.
To give you a rough idea of the ratio, and worked out that we had space for about 15.
Yeah.
Something like that. So then what we do is go through that list of photos, cut it down to the 15 most exciting.
Yeah, it's most exciting, and also spacing, because you imagine you don't want all of the photos to be about, especially the last turns, because you can't put them on a page before you get onto it, because it'll spoil it. So you have to be very careful. And
on the other hand, the other thing, the irony being that potentially the pictures are most exciting towards the end of the game, and yet, if we go and have a look at this, you'll notice that this is issue 2. You'll notice that we have turn 10, turn 11, turn 12, turn 13, turn 14, because obviously as the game ends, the turns get shorter.
So you get less space.
If we went earlier on, we have turn 2 and turn 3.
Yes.
So towards the end, you have less writing to when you would probably want more pictures.
Yeah.
So yeah, what we try to do is then come up with a picture per turn maybe, to keep it broadly spaced out.
Yeah.
And then what we do...
Yeah, I was going to say one other thing is we deliberately take some shots that could go over a few turns.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter where they go. They're kind of the flexible shots that can be take it or leave it.
So they tend to be the kind of generic warriors fighting other generic warriors. God,
So if you see
this is so hard.
If you see a generic warrior fighting in this, then you know that's because we did the filler shot and that's the space we needed to put it in.
And then what we then do is get rid of all the dice, get rid of all the paper and everything, and then repose all those 15 shots under the lights with Jim.
Yeah.
And rather than just snapping them, we then take those photos and dress the background to make it look more attractive, essentially, and take 15 kind of glamour shots.
I mean, we don't necessarily dress the background too much because it's showing the board as it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I mean, you'll tidy it up so it looks nicer. Everything's turn facing one another and that kind of thing, and there's the nice spacing. But yeah, that's a big effort. That took a lot of time.
That was another good few hours.
Because if you imagine, you've got to set up deployment again, take a photo of it, because we didn't want to play the game under the studio lights and having every little bit. Right, Jim, you need to do a photo because. These photos take a long time to do. Yeah. They're not, I would say on average, including setup time, half an hour.
Yeah, the battle report ones I think were relatively very quick.
Yeah.
But I think you're still talking about 20 minutes per image because every single one of them requires different lighting.
Yeah.
Like because
or a different lens, or a different, whatever. Just even getting at the bit of the board that you need because,
So that was doing the battle report photos was probably about another 4 hours or something, and then that got us to about 5 p.m. somewhere like that. At which point we took the cover image, which is probably the most important photo in the whole issue. So we always take a long time for it.
And it's stonkingly good.
Yeah, we're very happy with it. We know for sure we have our cover image.
Yes.
And that took about an hour, I think, to take all told. And that's really cool. So right now, it's not the final image because it's just a rough email one.
It's got some post processing and
because of course of every other photo we took could go really it's going to go on a certain page, but it could go anywhere on that page.
And the text can fit around it
in any orientation, and then you move the text around. Whereas the cover has very strict requirements that you need a lot of space at the top to put the title in, and you probably need some space at the bottom for the text. So that aspect ratio has to be spot on.
Yeah.
And it has to look very unnatural as a picture because you essentially have to get a kind of landscape picture, but with tons of headspace and tons of bottom space, which you wouldn't normally frame up.
And what we did is we would set it up, shoot it, and then email it across to put in the magazine doc so that we can see exactly where things are lining up.
And thankfully, I think it came together relatively quickly.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be. It took a lot less time than the SBG Issue 2 cover to do. But yeah, with the cover, you're being so fussy. Every model, you're just rotating a fraction or. We had Twiz was our term for rotating, and then pipping if you wanted to move it across.
Yeah.
Just nudging them, because if you move them 2 millimeters, that can make a huge difference.
Absolutely. So, we eventually got that, and that is now, so the issue 3 document it's not finished, but the cover is there and it's sitting there, and it sounds like a silly thing, it's just one command to place it in, but it makes a huge psychological difference, I think.
It's not just white. Yeah. And, we don't have all the other photos yet, because Jim needs to do his wizardry on it to make them all look amazing.
We had 3 left to do, didn't we? I think after that.
Yeah.
We then did 3 more glamour shots.
Yeah, we did the scenario glamour shot.
The picture of the things that the guy brought. And the shot of one of the armies for the battle report.
Yes.
That's what we did.
Yes.
And the editorial
pick.
Yeah, indeed. and we finished at about 11:30 on Sunday night.
Yeah.
So all told, it was about 52 hours.
You reckon 52 waking hours working?
Not waking hours, but
Yeah,
I got there at 7.
Okay. We didn't
on
have that much
Friday.
sleep though.
No.
How much sleep do you reckon we had?
I think we had about 4 hours on Sunday night. Because I think we.
4 hours on both nights. No, we slept
It
in
was,
a bit
it was
longer.
more on. It was more on Friday.
Maybe
but
10. So maybe about 40 hours work. So basically a week's worth of work over the weekend.
Yeah. And a lot of tea. An awful lot of tea.
So much tea.
But yeah, so. But the good news is, the really exciting news is that we got everything. We got everything we needed.
Yeah,
which
we were
is
worried.
amazing.
We were worried. At the start of Sunday, we were discussing contingency plans of
The almost certainty of needing another day because we hadn't finished the battle.
and how we're
report.
going to broach this to Jim.
Yeah. But as it was, we were able to just knuckle down and
Yeah, we were super efficient, and I think things do get quicker because we get more efficient at setting up the shots once we're used to doing it with the certain terrain that we've got, and then Jim gets more used to which lights he needs and which lens he needs for specific things.
I was quite enjoying on the battle report, on the battle report pics that we'd, because it was a big-ish board, that you'd set one up and Jim would start photographing it, and then I'd run round to a different area and set the next one up and kind of queue up the next photo.
Photos.
So yeah, the important thing is we got everything done that we needed to, which is a huge relief for us.
Yeah.
And it's a really big deal because we were essentially on pause up to that point.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd kind of done as much as we could without getting input from elsewhere.
So now
Now we have a load to do.
Yeah, now we have loads to do, and we've got everything we need, and now we are full on. There's on a few things, but they are things that won't hold the magazine up anymore. So we are on full on production mode now. It's very exciting because you suddenly as well you go from having 30 black pictures that say SBG in your magazine to in a week or two or whenever you get the pictures,
it's just going to look glorious.
Full of all the photos that you've been working on.
Yeah.
So that's going to be amazing.
And I think there's more professionally lit photos in this SBG issue too.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, it's cool, and it's been a long slog. I think we started planning this November 2014.
Yeah.
So by the time it comes out, it will have been somewhere in the region of 17, 18 months.
Yeah, nearly
something like that.
Half in the making.
All told. But doing this the last few weeks has really reinvigorated us.
Yeah.
Seeing the finished product all come together, everyone's work.
Because I mean, I don't know, but I thought it was going to be good, but I now think it's on the next level again relative to issue 2.
And that's this isn't, as always, this isn't because of us. This is because of the stuff that people have done.
We've
for
not
us.
changed.
No.
It's all there are awesome people like Jim and the others who we're not mentioning.
Yeah. And there are 5 people. There's more people who've contributed to the magazine, but there are 5 people who've contributed stuff or talent to the battle report. Without any of those people, it wouldn't have been possible. So thank you. You all know who you are. And in 3 months' time, under 3 months, is it 3 months? 3 months' time, everyone will know who you are, and I'm sure they will all be singing your praises as much as we are. Because we haven't said this on a video, but we are delighted to announce that all being well, SBG issue 3 will be released at the Desolation of Stockport 2016.
Buy a ticket.
Yeah, go and buy a ticket. Jamie's posting stuff all over the place for it.
Yeah.
And at end of April, 23rd, 24th April, I think.
Or 22nd,
like
23rd.
Yeah, around that time. We will be doing. It's that we don't actually have an agreement with them, but it just seems to be the way that every issue has been launched at Stockport.
Yeah.
The dates have just fallen right for us. And we
weren't originally planning to be fair. It was going to be the Titans event.
I think we were planning on releasing at the league finale.
Yeah, that was league finale, then Titans. With the
so that gives you an idea that I think the first time we were meant to be doing what we did this weekend was meant to be early October.
I think originally we were trying to release it at Stockport last October, wasn't it? That was the dream
I think that was when issue 2 came out.
Yeah.
But the first time that we had
Seriously
a date to
planning.
do the battle report stuff was
League finale.
was the start of October. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's what is it? About 5 months delay total, I guess, something like that. But as well, the other great thing is those 5 months have made it better.
The delay has prompted other work, or better work than rushing it.
So it's been hard and it's been a slog, but it's been well worth it.
Yes.
And so we'll be releasing it now. We can control this now as long as nothing comes up in our lives at Destination Stockport, and it will be an exclusive release for I don't know, a couple of weeks or something, like we did last time.
Yeah.
So you'll only be able to get it at Destination Stockport.
Yes, we'll probably announce something in a separate video, but we are trying to do something special at the Destination Stockport as well.
Absolutely.
But we need to finalise plans on that kind of thing.
We do. But yeah, so I know this is like the ultimate tease because we're telling you loads, but we're telling you nothing. But we thought it might be of interest to you to see how the process actually works in terms of what we did.
And how far in advance we're working.
Yeah.
Because for us it's huge at the moment, but for you it won't be until April.
Yeah, and there's lots of people are constantly messaging us asking about issue 3, which is lovely, and we know that thankfully people are interested in it, and it's great, and it means a lot to us. It does keep us going, but it will be worth it.
Yeah.
If you've enjoyed the first 2, you ain't seen nothing yet. And on a little note about SBG, it's probably worth saying that for the first time in a while, we have both in stock at the moment. We just got a new box of
it's been one out, one in at the moment. Before now, hasn't it?
New box of issue 2s came in last week, so we've already put aside a lot of these for people who have kind of pre-ordered. But if you are interested in getting the first 2, get in touch with us at sbgmagazine@gmail.com. The link is in the description.
Indeed.
So yeah, that's our huge update on SBG issue 3, and things will bubble under quite quietly now, I would have thought, for a month or 2.
Yeah.
Until we start ramping up for
Except for us.
Release. Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be... It's always tough, but you're going away the week before Stockport, so we realistically need to...
I don't think it's the week before Stockport, is it? It's
three
weeks before Stockport.
Yeah. 3 weeks, but the week before we have to send it to the printers.
Yeah, we have to finish it 2 weeks before we release it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we have to get it done before Damian goes away.
Yeah. So
how many weeks have we got now?
I don't know. Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Do you want to actually know?
I want to actually know. I want to worry myself.
Okay, we have great live content as always from Tom and Damian. We have got the Desolation of Stockport is the 23rd and 24th of April.
Yep.
So we would need to get 2 weeks for that. We'd need to get it to the printers by the 11th of April. So let's call it that weekend.
So it's essentially the start of April that we'd need to...
So 1, 2, we got... Do we have this week? Does this week count? Yeah, we've got a few days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 9. Oh, it's 10. It's 10 weeks.
Okay.
But I think the week before that date, I'm away.
Yeah,
I think
so
it's 9 weeks. There you go. So the next 9 weeks for us are going to be hell.
Nose to the wall.
But that's our update, and we hope that's been of some interest to you.
Yes.
And so now we will sign off the Palantir in the time-honoured tradition of having a 50-point battle rap.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in a sec.
Yeah. Bye. Okay. Here we are for another 50-point battle report. And Damian, what do you have?
This week I have the phenomenally powerful all-mounted Rohan force.
All-mounted Rohan!
Consisting of Eowyn on horse and a rider of Rohan on horse.
Doesn't it bring you back to the early days of the channel when James fielded rubbish Rohan army without any Sons of Ale?
This is about the most rubbish army you'll ever see.
Yeah.
You might think traditionally give Eowyn armour and or shield and or throwing spears, but no, I've gone for none.
None.
Making her staggeringly effective strength 3, defence 3 Arwen. 5/5 though. Yeah. Key. And
do you say Arwen or Eowyn?
Eowyn, sorry. And a rider of Rohan without a throwing spear but with an axe for piercing striking.
Filth.
I'm going to crack open those Fountain Court.
And
so with that, we will go into first turn priority.
if you don't remember my army, then well, tough.
And the first time, Rohan gets 6.
Did they want a 6?
Probably not. And I think
Live movement.
we are going to have to brave the onslaught for one turn. There we go, and we'll go into Gondor, move and shoot.
Whoa. How many inches away am I?
You're about 6.5.
Alright. I'll stay where I am.
Okay, so you got 2 shots?
Yep. Now they've been good in the first turn every time.
Haven't they?
First up, let's go for the Ranger Archer. He's going at the front guy. He hits. What does he hit? He hits the guy. 5 to kill. This would be really depressing if he kills him. He doesn't! What are you doing?
Yes.
Damrod!
Yes!
Misses!
What am I?
No.
With that, we go
Think
to
the
second
heroic
turn
move off
priority.
is key.
It's a 2 from Rohan. See?
Gondor get. It's a disaster.
Off you go.
Oh no. Oh no, no.
A hope? A chance?
Back, then touch. I'm going to touch those 2, and then they're just. He's going to smidgen across, so he has moved. Damrod is the only one who hasn't.
Okay. So. I don't know. I can't. Eowyn can't actually get to the Fountain Court. She can get to the dude at the front. Alright. He could get to the Fountain Court, couldn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he wouldn't have support. He hasn't got a spear, right?
Nope.
Yeah, alright, go for it.
Oh.
Into the fight phase.
It's my choice on where we start. Any heroics? Your fight.
5/5.
5/5.
Eowyn does have her uses.
And 2 might.
Nice.
Oh. Alright.
No strike?
Nope.
Cool. So let's do the Rider Rohan, who. What do you need? 5s against him. He'd go big or go home. He's going to pierce and strike. It's a 4.
2 Fountain Court.
Oh
It's
god.
a 6. What does he go down to?
I think it's go home. He goes down to defense 4. You still need 5s. Oh,
Oh,
get off my
dies.
dude. Alright.
It's all on Eowyn.
Yep. No, never in doubt. Eowyn.
Sets the bar up.
It's a 5.
Damrod.
4.
4. I can't might that above you.
So Damian gets knocked down.
He is defense 5, so you need
Need
5s.
5s. Point of might. Oh, yeah. Yeah, point of might. You've only got 1 wound, 1 fate, right?
Yep.
Yeah, point of might.
So Damrod to die. This is made into a 5. Damrod to die needs to roll a 2 or a 1 because he has a point in might. This is huge for Eowyn. Damrod! Dead! It's huge. It's huge.
It's not huge
Eowyn
enough.
has 1 might left.
She's got 1 charge in her.
She could do with priority here.
She's chosen a 1.
I had it last go.
It's strange. Oh! Heroic move!
You've got to do it.
Immediately. I don't know. It makes no difference, does it? I suppose you could. No, I'll go for those 2 because they'll all attack her, and that way they get knocked down.
Clevers. In he goes.
She's got no might. She needs a 6.
What's he gonna get?
It's a 4!
It's a 4. The Ranger gets
She's
a
alright.
4.
The Fountain Court number 1 gets a 3. It's all on the last one. She wins on a 4. They're all knocked down.
Right.
Who first though? If this could be huge.
Her first strike against the Ranger.
Yeah, he's defense 4, so you need 4s. Oh no, she's strength 3.
5s. Oh, it's a waste of a 6.
Ranger goes. 2
And her
left.
second attack. Yeah, she's one attack, isn't she? So it's only against.
Yeah, but she charged. Yes.
It's got 2 attacks.
Yes, 2 attacks.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's on one guy.
Yes.
You need 6s.
It's not there. But there is a guy on the floor.
They're both on the floor.
Yeah. But you won't be able to charge both next time, is what I mean, on the floor.
No, I suppose.
Priority. Awen.
Oh no, Awen!
1 again. And the Fountain Court get up
I
and
can't trap
charge.
her though.
No, it's irrelevant whether I'll do that.
But she's one attack, isn't she?
Yeah.
Ugh, horrible. Me?
Yes. She sets the bar.
God.
That's a 1. Fountain Court. Anything but a double 1. Bosh.
Oh no! Oh, you couldn't. Back she goes.
Oh dear. Now she's 1 wound, 2 fate. So
It's defense 3 for.
yeah, it's easier to wound her than it's 4s on her. I will go for
She's easier to kill than the horses.
yeah. I will go for her, not the horse.
All right, one at a time.
Yeah. It's not a wound.
1 wound.
1 wound. She's got 2 fate.
First fate. Oh no!
That's 3 1s in a row.
Not to 1 wound, Awen. Not to 1 wound, Awen.
She's alive and on the horse.
Charge, woman, charge!
Priority.
5. It's pretty good.
I need a 6. It's
Oh!
not a 6. Awen will charge. In she goes.
Bang.
She's on both. Set the bar.
Oh,
1's off the table. It's a 4.
She's won on a 4 before.
Fountain Court gets a 4. Fountain Court gets a 4. They're both down.
Strikes against 1.
Oh!
Strikes against 1.
Oh!
She was right there.
And into priority. Awen gets a 6. Fountain Court 4. They're on the
Charge him.
floor. Ah! Get up, move half. Awen sets the bar.
It's a 4.
4 again. First Fountain Court. Yes. A 3. Second one. She's done it again on a 4. They're down again. First
Against
strike.
the one on the floor.
So close. Second one. 1 more 6 and she's won. Oh, Mountain Rohan! Out of out of nowhere! Oh my word! What a legend!
And the reign of terror of Gondor has come to an end. Who now can stand before Eowyn and a rider of Rohan?
And we'll go into a post-battle breakdown.
And we're back. What a game.
What a
Who knew
game.
that 50-point battles
Eowyn.
would be so exciting?
That was great. Yeah.
She had a strong tactic of rolling a 4 highest.
All she needs. Don't expend energy where you don't need it. The rider of Rohan, I feel, let me down.
Yeah, charge it all.
Just getting dead. But then she took them all out.
down.
All 4 of them. Eowyn, combat monster. Crucial use of point of might at the start for a 1 in 3 chance
Yeah,
of
killing
Damrod
Damrod.
dying.
That was the swing.
Why didn't you strike? I assumed you'd strike.
Because I wanted the might to boost the
bump
roll
the
with a
dice.
1 dice roll.
Uh,
And I also thought that if I had that bump, I was more likely to draw might from you.
yeah, I suppose.
And so
You
then
could
the
have done
others could
actually.
jump
You
in.
could have bumped your 4 into a 5 and made me use
No,
a
it
point of
didn't
might.
because you were 5-5.
Oh, yeah, then going into Ranger,
Yeah.
that's fair enough. But then, The fact
Two
that Court
fight
took up a
Court.
good fight.
Yeah.
And that turn, of course, when you had 2 strikes at her, did a wound.
Yeah.
She saved her a second
Yeah.
throat. And then, what an ending. Killing both of them in one go.
turn. Defensory Aowen OP.
No need for armour, no need for shield, no need for throwing weapon. All you need is Aowen on a horse. So,
I don't know who's going to challenge that.
yeah, well, I didn't think
Maybe-
they had the slightest
Maybe
chance.
Mary Pippin Sam.
I'll go hunting hobbits. So what was it? Was it 3 weeks for Gondor?
Yeah, they beat the
beat
spiders,
goblins.
the goblins,
And Jamie's hobbits.
and the hobbits. Yeah,
So 3 weeks is our record.
yeah.
I somehow doubt Aowen and the Rider of Rohan will
I
keep
don't know
that.
if they play Sam Mary Pippin, they've got a chance.
You got rid of that filthy defence 7, I suppose.
Yeah.
So
And I can
God-
take my models home.
You can indeed. They've been here for a few weeks.
I can't this time because I'm not prepped for it. But yeah,
He has to prepare himself psychologically to take models home. But yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. I thought there were all 3 of those fights. I was like, oh, she's gone,
Yeah.
she's gone, she's gone.
it's all in one take, all one cut.
I knock at the door. Ah, it's a key at the door. It's Emma coming in, and with Emma coming
So
home,
it's the excitement.
we will sign off,
Yeah.
and that is the end of the Palantir.
Yeah.
Please let us know all your thoughts in the comments below. We think it's a long one.
Yes.
It could well be about 2 hours actually.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
But there's no such thing as a long video. But until next time, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe.
Yep. Support your GBHL hosts by looking in the links below.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Support your hobby.
And happy strategy battle gaming.